Warriors, NRL Fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel. And before getting into my round 24 NRL tips, if you haven't already done so and you are watching these videos, make sure you do click that subscribe button down below. I highly recommend it. It does help the channel a lot, and yeah, it shows your support for the content and videos I do, and it's free. It doesn't cost a thing as well, and look, it really does mean the world if you do subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also don't forget to like the video as well and click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I upload on the channel next or when I go live. And yeah, comment your thoughts and tips down in the comment section down below. But let's get into the NRL Round 24 tips. On to the first game on Thursday the 25th of August sees the Brisbane Broncos taking on the Parramatta Eels, and it's at Suncorp Stadium. Kicks off at 7:50 PM Australian time, 9:50 PM New Zealand time. The betting prices at Sportsbet had the Brisbane Broncos $2.35, and the Parramatta Eels are paying $1.60. Now, looking into last week's results, the Brisbane Broncos coming off that defeat to the Melbourne Storm, 60 points to 12. Boy, what an absolute embarrassing score on there. Look, as for the Parramatta Eels, they're coming off a win over the Bulldogs, their rivals, down there at CommBank Stadium. Now, in terms of how important this game is, it's massive. For the Broncos, they need to win at least one of their next two games to cement themselves inside the top 8. The Parramatta Eels, they're looking to cement themselves inside their top 6. Now, look, looking at Broncos and the way they've been playing lately, and their defence has just been very ordinary. The amount of points they've conceded and leaked, they haven't been taking it to opposition teams over the last couple of weeks now. And you look at the way they started the season, and, you know, for me, I consider them contenders at the start of the season when they were inside that top 4. But since that drop-off in form, origin periods come around, and just Brisbane have not been able to recover from that origin period. And, yeah, it is alarming at the moment how Brisbane are going. And, look, even if they do make the top 8, do I see them going any further? Do I see them as contenders for the premiership? Well, look, to be completely honest, I don't see them as contenders, even if they do make it. I think, look, can they get past week 1? You never know. You never know. But right now, you know, Brisbane, they need to start, you know, well, they need to start getting back to that form that they were at the start, you know, start of the year. And there's 2 games left of the season. So, look, they're playing a team like the Parramatta Eels, another team who are contending as well, who are in the final spots at the moment. So, in saying that, who do I tip in this game? It's a flip of a coin. I have no idea where to go with this game in terms of a prediction. So, if you're looking at from, you know, form-wise and who's playing better, Parramatta at the moment are playing better. Look, even though they did lose a game before they beat the Bulldogs, but yeah, look, this is tough. It's very tough. I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels here. But, in saying that, I will say this, Parramatta Eels, you know, when we expect them to win against anyone, you know, they come out and they lose. So, I personally don't know which Parramatta team is going to turn up at the end of the day. I really don't. But it would not surprise me if the Broncos went up and got the result. But I am going to go with the Eels here. I'm going to go with the Eels by 12 points. Look, in terms of the anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Marcus Sevo, I'm going to go Corey Oates, and I'm going to go with Will Palestini. On to the Friday night games now. Friday the 26th of August. There's 2 games on the Friday, but I'm only going to talk about the one game because the Penrith Panthers New Zealand Warriors game, I'll be doing a separate preview video and giving my thoughts and predictions in that one. So make sure you tune in for that one on the YouTube channel. That'll be up tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. But in terms of the second game, Melbourne Storm versus Sydney Roosters at Amy Park in Melbourne. This game is going to be an absolute cracking match. It's going to be a good contest. And look, both of these teams are really in form at the moment. And this game does kick off at 7:50 PM Australia time, 9:50 PM New Zealand time. The betting prices at the Sydney Roosters $2.35. Melbourne Storm $1.60. Now, these are the two teams which people wrote off at the start of the year. People are like, oh, look, I'm not too sure. The Roosters could potentially miss the top 8. Melbourne Storm, they lost 4 straight games in a row. People weren't, people were saying, oh, they won't make it. And, if you look at the injuries, you can understand that. They had a bunch of injuries. They're top of the list in terms of injury count this year. But Melbourne Storm have really turned it around. They're a team that just don't want to write off. You really don't, because, look, personally, I'm not a big Melbourne fan. I don't really like them, to be completely honest. I don't dislike them, but you got to give credit when credit is due. Craig Bellamy always finds a way to get the Storm up each week, and they have been doing that over the last couple of weeks now. As for the Roosters, you can say the same with Trent Robinson and how they've been going about their work. So, look, this is a tough game to call. It really is. Another difficult game to tip. It's probably, the second most hardest game to call of the round for me. But if I'm going off home ground advantage here, I am going to go off home ground advantage. I'm not saying the Roosters cannot go to Melbourne and beat the Storm. I think that's possible, because we've seen teams go to Melbourne and do it this year, i.e. the Parramatta Eels did it this year and took the Storm to the wire. But I'm just going to go with the Storm here by 4. They'll just edge it for me in terms of anytime tries. I'm going to go with Justin Olam, and Joseph Suwali, and James Tedesco to score. On to the Saturday games now. 3 games on the Saturday, the 27th of August. First game, just to kickstart the day, sees the Canberra Raiders versus the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Now, this game's at GIO Stadium in Canberra. Kicks off at 3 p.m. Australia time, 5 p.m. New Zealand time. Canberra Raiders at Sportsbet are paying $1.25. The Manly Warringah Seagulls paying $4. Canberra Raiders had to do it the tough way last week, coming from behind to beat the Newcastle Knights in Newcastle. 28 points to 22 to keep their finals hopes alive for another week. As for the Seagulls, well, nothing to play for now. Just pride, but they went down to the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks in a big scoreline there. So, look, in terms of this game, I am going to go with the Canberra Raiders here by 16 points. I think they will keep their season alive again for another week. And in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go Jack Wyden, Xavier Savage, and Nick Kotrick. On to the second game on Saturday, sees the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks taking on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at PointsBet Stadium in Sydney. Kicks off at 5 p.m. Australia time, 7:30 p.m. New Zealand time. The Cronulla Sutherland Sharks are paying $1.07 at Sportsbet. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs $9. Now, this is an important game. It really is. Now, it doesn't really mean a lot for the Bulldogs, but it really does mean more for the Sharks, because at the moment they are sitting inside that top 4 spot, but they're chasing second on the ladder. Them and the Cowboys are going neck and neck for that top 2 spot. Who's going to get that home ground advantage in week 1 of the finals is massive, and it's important too, because you want to get that you want to get that edge in the first week. But look, for me, I am going to tip the Sharks here to win. The Sharks, for me, will win this game rather comfortably by 30 points. And in terms of any time try scorers, I'll go Nicholas Hines, and I'm going to go Ronaldo Mulitalo to score. On to the third and final game to wrap up Saturday action. And this is going to be a great game. Another game which potentially could be game of the round. Sees the South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on the North Queensland Cowboys at Accor Stadium in Sydney. Kicks off at 7:35 p.m. Australia time, 9:35 p.m. New Zealand time. The South Sydney Rabbitohs at Sportsbet $1.54. North Queensland Cowboys are paying $2. Boy, if you look at the the way last week went, well, for the Cowboys, convincing as you can get. 48 points to 4 over the Warriors. As expected, as a Warriors fan, it was painful to watch how we played, but Cowboys, full credit to them. They did what they needed to do. They got the result. to, you know, keep themselves inside the top 4, keep themselves in the second spot. For the Rabbitohs, you know, had that cracking match against the Penrith Panthers, just could not come back and get the result there. But look, there's still promising signs for the Rabbitohs, even though they didn't play to their best in that game. But look, for me, again, I found this game very hard to call too, because it's a flip of a coin. It could go, it could go a Rabbitohs win, a bounce back win for them at home, or it could be another win for the Cowboys in terms of, you know, going to Sydney and getting a result, which is so important for them in terms of, you know, that second spot on the ladder. But, oh, this is hard. It's a hard game to tip, isn't it? Look, I will go for I'll go with the Rabbitohs here by 8. I am definitely not writing off a Cowboys result here, but I think the Rabbitohs will want to bounce back, and I think they will, you know, want to forget about last week, and I think they probably will get the result here over the Cows. And look, I will go with the anytime try scorers of Val Holmes here, Murray Talangi, and I'm going to go Alex Johnston. And that's my prediction for that game. So, Rabbitohs by 8. On to the Sunday, the 28th of August. There's 2 games on the Sunday to wrap up the round. The first game on the Sunday sees the West Tigers taking on St George Illawarra Dragons at CommBank Stadium in Western Sydney. So, it's a home game for the West Tigers here. And it kicks off at 2 PM Australia time, 4 PM New Zealand time. West Tigers at Sportsbet are paying $3. St George Illawarra Dragons, $1.39. Favourites there. Look, I'm just going to go with the Dragons here by 10 in anytime try scores. I'm going to go with Zach Lomax. On to the final game now to wrap up the round. And boy, this game is going to be an absolute dull fest here. No disrespect to both of these sides and their fans, but honestly, I mean, look, neither of these teams are playing for anything. It's, you know, the Spoon Bowl game. It's the Gold Coast Titans taking on the Newcastle Knights at Seabus Super Stadium. Kicks off at 4:05 PM Australia time, 6:05 PM New Zealand time. Gold Coast Titans paying $1.45 at Sportsbet. Newcastle Knights $2.75. Now, who do I think is going to win the Spoon Bowl? Look, I'm going to go with the Gold Coast Titans here to win by 12. Anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with David Fifita and Jojo Fifita to cross over. So, yeah, look, that is my tips for round 24. Let me know who you're tipping for this week's games down in the comment section down below. And look, if you are new to the channel and you are watching these videos, make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that red subscribe button down below. It means a lot as well. It shows your support for the content. And thanks to those who have recently subscribed to the YouTube channel as well. I really do appreciate it. But also don't forget to like the video as well. Click the like button on the video. Like the video. Share the video around as well. And don't forget as well to click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I upload next on the channel. Or when I do a live stream or live reaction. But thanks guys for watching. Enjoy the NRL footy this week. And yeah, have a good week everyone.